We want to find the radius and interval of convergence for this series. Remember, to find the radius and interval of convergence, we're going to start with the ratio test. So let's take the limit as n approaches infinity of n plus 1 squared x to the n plus 1 over 2 times 4 times 6 times 2n times 2n plus 2. And the idea there is that instead of n, you're going to let n be equal to n plus 1. So you have 2 times n plus 1, which gives you the 2n plus 2. And the factor right before that one will be that 2n factor. We're going to now multiply times the reciprocal, which is 2 times 4 times 6 all the way to 2n over n squared times x to the nth power. So this will be equal to the limit as n approaches infinity of, let's simplify a couple of things. We can simplify 2 times 4 times 6 times all the way to 2n with 2 times 4 times 6 all the way to 2n. That becomes 1. We can simplify x to the nth in the numerator with x to the nth in the denominator. And after you simplify that, you have n plus 1 squared times x. So let's not forget that, x to the first, over, we're going to have n squared times 2n plus 2. Because we're taking the limit as n approaches infinity, x will be considered a constant. So we're going to take that x out. So we have the absolute value of x times the limit as n approaches infinity of n plus 1 squared, which is n squared plus 2n plus 1, over, and then we'll have 2n cubed plus 2n squared. You really don't need to FOIL it out, but I'm doing it here so that we can easily see that the limit is going to be equal to 0. Why? The degree of the denominator is greater than the degree of the numerator. So that limit will always be equal to 0. It doesn't matter what values of x you plug in. That ratio test will always be 0, which is always less than 1. Therefore, always convergent. So always convergent. So because your limit is equal to 0, then that says that there is no restriction on x. So because x can be anything, we can say that the radius of convergence is infinity. And because the radius of convergence is infinity, the interval of convergence will be from negative infinity to positive infinity. And also, it's good to identify A. A is equal to 0. Because remember, when you have a power series, your power series is in the form of x minus a to the nth power. And here we have no minus a, so a must be equal to 0. So one more time, what we are saying is, for this series, which is centered at 0, you can plug in any number or any value for x, and that power series will always converge. Okay, so radius of convergence is infinity, interval of convergence from negative infinity to positive infinity.